Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another interesting knife review / knife overview to share with you guys. This is the Kunwu Tao III in Vanex. I will be keeping this knife. I am a huge fan of this for a number of different reasons. I'm a big fan of Kunwu. Everybody knows Kunwu is the OEM that makes my knife, and I chose them. I wasn't going to ever have anybody do it because I just thought it's not possible. Nobody's going to ever be able to execute it the way that I want it to be executed, and I chose Kunwu because they're just awesome. Kunwu has an amazing track record of making some of the absolute best production knives at these price points. They are simply spectacular. Sergio is an amazing designer. His attention to the community and things like edge geometry, heat treatment, and just the general functionalities and workings of these stuff. He is so on top of this. It's amazing. But I love this knife, and it represents a lot of that. And I think it's awesome, and it's also an amazing tool. My goodness, so cool. It might look a little plain, and this is the plainest version of it that they do, the standard satin with the orange peel. But if you go and look on their website, which I'll have linked right down below, you can see all the different variations. They do have left-handed versions of this knife, but they've got DLC, they've got diamond texturing, a bunch of different cool ones. So they do kind of spice it up with the texturing and aesthetic with a few of these. I think there should have been one other variation of this knife that's curiously not there, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, there's a lot of variations in there, so you can check that out if you want to. It'll all be linked down in the description. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Make sure your notifications are turned on for the Metal Complex YouTube channel. Let's go ahead and measure this guy. Let's see here. Overall length is 8 1/4. Blade length is coming in at 3.5 inches, and your cutting edge is coming in also, man, it's actually more than 3.5. It's about 3.6 and then 3.5 inches for the cutting edge. I think I've got a little bit of oil on there, that or I'm spitting on it again. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. Any custom scales you find in this section can be found down in the description under Original Goat and others. Let's put it up against my own Excalibur. So this guy is very, very similar. I think it's like a 1/4 inch shorter than my own knife. And I think that this is a good, like, I like it when you guys buy my knife, but if you've ever looked at my knife and thought, I wish that thing had a flipper tab, or I wish it didn't have thumb studs or something like that, I think that's a rational thought. Everybody has their own preferences. It's obviously not the same knife, but there's a lot of stuff that's in the same place. This is a frame lock, but it does have a front flipper, which is another thing that my knife does not have, and it's got a rear flipper. You can ignore those completely and simply use the opening hole, which works perfectly. All 3 of the deployment features on this knife work flawlessly, and there's also no double clutch. Literally everything is in exactly the right place. Flipper tab just feels awesome. This is a light switch flipper tab. If you try to push button it, the unicorn horn will come around and touch your finger and stop it. So this is light switch only, but Sergio, being the smart person that he is, he did have this part right here shaved down. This is a big issue with that knife that we released, started with a C. They had this sort of low profile, vertically accessible flipper tab, and because of the way they cut the frame, your finger slammed into this hyper uncomfortable corner. Sergio has carved this area out and made sure that this is nicely rounded down so it is super comfortable to flip, and the detent strength works really, really well. But normally we do that part in action, so we'll just skip the action segment today because I just talked about it. The action is spectacular, but here it is. It's a little taller and kind of fatter than Excalibur, not quite as long, definitely larger than the smaller one. Let's go ahead and put it up against the Spyderco PM2 and the Spyderco Para 3. It's almost exactly the same overall length as Spyderco PM2. And then finally up against the Benjamin Griptilian, in this case the Ritter Hogue, and the Hogue Deca, which is the Hogue Deca, is the Deca gone today? No, it's right here. Here we go. All right. So anyways, action good, and also on the action segment, the cutouts for the frame lock are very large and very comfortable, so it is super easy to disengage, and the detent strength is very, very good. Really, really nice there. Let's go ahead and, while I can see my calipers, let's go ahead and do the blade stock thickness check. Boy, that thing really needs a new battery. Blade stock thickness on this guy, I'm going to guess that's 125. No. 135 thousandths. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a hardware check. I'll get out my tools. As per usual, my tools are very inexpensive and very recommendable. You can find them right down in the section of my description that talks about the tools I use on this channel. Much like Excalibur, all of the hardware is T8. I'm pretty sure that's just the way Kunwu does everything. T8, it's all going to be T8. These are a different style of screw, I think. No, that's just in my imagination. It's the same style of screw. Maybe, are the screws bigger here? No. It's all T8, so there you go. T8 across the board, except for the lock bar insert screw, which you should never have to take out. So as long as you have the right tools for the job, you should be good to go. Let's weigh it. This is a big boy. Full titanium. And we do have substantial milling on both sides, if you can see in there. The weight, the Tao III comes in at a whopping 5.6 ounces. So it is on the heavier side. Not too, for people who like full titanium, full-size knives, this is kind of right there in that ballpark. Here's your balance right here. Not too bad. It is going to be too big for some people, but if you're used to carrying a full-size knife, like if you carry, for example, an XM18 or a full Thai XM18, maybe you carry like an Zan or something like this is still within that territory. It's just a little bit taller, right? But yeah, it does take up a substantial amount of room in your pocket, so you will have to kind of, you know, dedicate to it, but it's not bad. Like this is well within the parameters of carry for me if I'm wearing cargo shorts or jeans, right? Let's go ahead and talk about the meat and potatoes here. This is a beautifully ergonomic knife. Oh my goodness, the lock-in is spectacular. And the jimping, honestly, it extends out to exactly the point that you would want for the standard hammer grip, right? Or like hammer grips like this, but the standard index finger position. You can choke up on this flat part here. It's not the most comfortable choke up spot, and it also provides no guard whatsoever against running your finger like right into the sharpening, the sharpened edge. So it's there, just be careful with it. But this standard grip right here is just spectacular. They use Kunwu's, this is basically now their standard clip. It's the same clip that we use on my knife, and it's awesome. I love this, and the carry experience with this knife is just fantastic. In and out of the pocket, super duper easy. We are not on the relief cut. We're actually over here on the other side of the frame. So in and out of the pocket is super duper smooth. I love that. Really like Kunwu's orange peel texturing, or eggshell, however you want to say that, right? Really, really like it. It's really nice. If you want their diamond texture, it's going to look like this, which is a little more grippy, right? Some people don't like that, but it's not required. I think the lock-in on this is pretty good, but this orange peel texturing is not super grippy. It does provide a little bit of traction over like perfectly smooth titanium, but not nearly as much as the diamond texture, so you want to make that decision for yourself. These do come in, they are available in both DLC and satin. I don't think they have a stonewash. I might be wrong about that. But you can get DLC. You can even get full DLC on the frame as well, and there might be a honeydew texture. Those are more expensive. You're going to pay more money there. They do put the Timascus pivot collars on there. I think that's really cool. It's a nice little touch that Kunwu does, and I really appreciate that little pop of color. I do think that Kunwu should start, and I brought this up to Sergio. He thinks it's a good idea, but hasn't actually confirmed that they're going to do it. I think it's a good idea that they sell plain DLC or satin pivot collars, which would cost basically nothing, so that you can buy those and attach them to your knife if you want to. I think it's cool that it comes with Timascus. I think some people would prefer the fully monochromatic look, and I think that'd be a good idea. And considering that all of their pivots are the same, and a lot of these pivot collars are the same, except for the one on my original Excalibur is a little fatter, these would be interchangeable between multiple models. Kun was already really good about their pocket clip mounting zones being modular with tons of clips of this. I think they sell 5 or 6 different clips, and you can take them out and put them on other models, right? Most of them come with an additional wire clip. I actually think this knife did come with that. don't know where it is. But yeah, it's nice that you can do that. And this also has, despite the fact that they do sell left-handed frame lock versions of this knife, meaning if you're left-handed, the frame lock would be on this side. They do sell that. They still give you the option to mount the pocket clip for right or left-handed carry, which confuses a lot of people. Why wouldn't the person, if you're right or left-handed, why wouldn't you just buy the version that's optimized for you? And the answer is, it's weird, but there are people who are right-handed who carry their knife in their left-hand pocket and vice versa. My brother is one of those people, and I constantly point out to him, not only is it not in your right pocket, you're right-handed, you also have the thing upside down, which doesn't make any sense. And he's like, that's how I like to carry it, shut up. And I go, okay, fine. So people just have different preferences, so why fight it? And a lot of people say, well, it creates an eyesore over here. You have to look at this. I don't think that the double slot is an eyesore at all. In fact, I barely even register that it's there. So personally, I don't care. I think that's a lot easier to look at than when they carve the whole area out and don't put a filler tab in there. So I think that's perfectly fine. I think this is just Kunwu accommodating for as many people as possible, even people who don't carry their knives correctly. I'm sorry. God, I want to send this to my brother. Sometime I'm going to take a picture of how he carries his knife, and I'm going to post it for everybody to see. And then I'm going to go, hey, you're in a community post on my YouTube channel, and there's thousands of people looking at how you carry your stupid knife. I'll tell you exactly what it is. He carries an AD 20.5, and the pocket clip is just like this. He's got, I think I put Flytanium scales on his. His is 20 CV, and he's got the Lynch clip on it. It is literally exactly like this. He does not have it mounted to the other side. He puts it like this in his left-hand pocket. And I'm like, that's wrong, man. Like, it's gonna, and I was like, and you're right-handed. And he's like, well, I put my phone in my right-hand pocket. And I was like, well, at least flip it over to the other side and make it this way. And he's like, no, I don't like it like that. And I can't really argue. That's his preference, and that's what he's, come to prefer. And it works for him. According to him, he's never cut himself with it. So, in my opinion, there's an optimized way to carry it. But if it works, right? So I think it's ultimately what I'm saying is it's fine that Kunwu has this over here so that people can just do whatever they want, right? They have stopped people from carrying knives the absolute incorrect way, which is tip down. Everybody who carries their knife tip down is wrong and has always been wrong and will forever be wrong. I'm totally kidding. They just don't do the mounting position there because there's really not enough room. I don't know. A lot of like Spyderco knives are some of the only ones left that still have quad mounting positions. Anyways, the blade is awesome, fully flat ground. It is ridiculously utilitarian. This is an awesome blade. It is so versatile. Full flat grind. Vanax is incredible. Of course, Kunwu heat treats it to 60 to 61, which is right where it should be. Unbelievable corrosion resistance. Some of the best you're going to find on modern super steels in the entire industry. Edge retention, extremely similar to MagnaCut. Toughness, also similar, not quite as tough. But it's like MagnaCut, and you just kind of sort of twist some knobs left or right. Like that's kind of what Vanax is. Its claim to fame is the superior levels of corrosion resistance. Vanax is one of my favorite steels of all time. It is truly a use it, don't baby it, don't worry if you cut into a lemon. Oh no, I cut into a lemon. It doesn't matter, it's Vanax, right? And when it comes time to sharpen it, it's going to be stupidly easy to touch back up, and it's going to hold a pretty darn good edge. Vanax is incredible. It's truly wonderful. It's just very, very expensive. So that is reflected in the price tag. We have a backspacer here that is fine. It's interesting. It's smooth here and textured here. We have a little lanyard thing. Pocket clip, like I said, is great. Lock bar insert doubles as the over travel stop. You have a stop pin that is internal on this guy. So it's attached to the blade there. And the same can be said for the closed position stop. It's also going to be internal. Your blade play is non-existent. I've lost my train of thought there. There's no blade play up, down, left, to right. There's no lock stick. There's no double clutch. There's no pivot lash. Super smooth and consistent in here. And a nice click down into the closed position with absolutely perfect centering. What are we looking at for the price tag? This is not... This knife has a lot of additional elements versus your typical titanium and M390 knives that we find at the $200 price point. Vanax is more expensive than those steel. Vanax is more expensive than M390, than S90V, than MagnaCut. Vanax is a super expensive steel. We also have
I'm not saying it's universally better. I'm just saying factually it's going to add to the cost. We have Timascus pivot collars, which is just a little bit of Timascus, but it adds a little tiny cost to it. Contoured scales, and there's a lot of titanium here. They're also slightly textured, and the price is going to go up if you get more heavy texturing. We have a full titanium backspacer, and we have a full milled pocket clip. We also have, obviously, super premium tolerances and incredible attention to the HRC range being optimized and accurate, right? Consistent. Kunwu does an incredible job. This has a ton of elements that I expect to see beyond the $275 price point and slightly into the $300 territory. So where is the price? Where's the entry-level price on this? The base version of this is what you're looking at here, and it is $309. I think this is right about a $300 knife, right? If you want to go DLC, you want to go texture, the most expensive version of this knife comes in, full DLC and textured titanium, the diamond texture. I think it's like $355 or so. And yeah, those are the elements. I always talk about what I expect to see at certain prices. A $200 Chinese titanium frame lock should have, everything should have the proper heat treatment, but basically M390 or S90V in titanium. And it can be flat and very basic and not have really much to it. But that's kind of what I expect to see there. Once we get past 250, I like to see contouring. I like to make sure that we're getting the backspacer, the milled clip and stuff like that. Once you start getting up to 300, right around there, we definitely need to have there needs to be a substantial enough amount of material and effort in the entire product, additional elements like titanium Damascus or cool inlays, right? Plus steels that are a little more exotic and expensive like Van X and things like that. So yeah, this is going to look a little plain and boring to some people, but it does actually have all of the elements that I would expect to see right around this price point. So, $290, $300, that's kind of where I would have placed it. So $309, not bad. I think it's a pretty darn good price. It is an absolutely outstanding tool. Wonderful. Super premium. A little big, a little heavy, super premium, and an excellent user. This is an absolute joy to use. Generally speaking, for people shopping for knives at the $300 territory, this is absolutely something that you should check out. And truthfully, Kunwu in general makes some of the best knives that you will find from $250 to $350. Pretty much anything that they make in that territory is going to be some of the best that you're going to find. So if you are newly shopping in that territory, Kunwu's company to check out. I'll link them all down in the description. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.